What's up, everybody? Today I'm going to be working on a striping kit for the Gravely. I finally found a video that I liked that seemed to show a really good option for creating a DIY striping kit, because the ones that you can buy, there's several different brands of extra striping kits, but they're pretty expensive, and I'm just looking to save some money on this and make something that looks pretty professional and seems to work really well. So we'll see what we can come up with, and we'll go ahead and get started. Alright, so the main item that you're going to need is this piece of PVC. I bought an 1.5 inch, but they didn't have the short distance that I needed, or the long enough piece. They only sold a piece that was like, man, it might have been 2.5 foot long, but I needed something more like 36 inches or something. They didn't sell anything, so I just went ahead and bought one. So that way you'll have extra. And then the rest of the parts I need are out in the truck. Alright, so everything we got from Home Depot for the PVC, we got your primer and your glue. I already had the Loctite that we'll use, 2.5 inch end caps, 2 carabiners that we'll use. I had to get some washers, and then the other thing that you'll need is 2 eye bolts. And I think these ones will work perfect because they're pretty short, so they'll be a decent length for what we'll need. So we got 2 of those, and then I needed 2 lock washers. The one other thing I forgot to mention that you'll need is some sort of filler for inside the PVC pipe, so I went ahead with some natural play sand. You could always use rock or stone or even cement if you want to put that in there. I considered that, but this was definitely one of the easier options, and it's a pretty cost-friendly option. And so what you need to do now is look under here, and you're going to need to measure the distance between the wheels, and then you need to subtract at least 1 inch off of each side from the inside of the tire. That way, if the piece of PVC pipe turns a little bit while you're using it or anything like that, it's not going to back up underneath that tire. So the distance that we're looking at is 24 inches, so I'll make this thing 22 inches. Alright, so I've got my piece of PVC pipe here, so we'll go ahead and get the holes drilled in it. I gotta measure first and see how far apart the holes will need to be, and then we'll get those holes drilled in here. So what you're going to want to do next is your eye bolt. It's going to go directly through this hole. So then you got to get the bolt or the nut on top of that bolt in there and start cranking away. All right, now that I've got that done, we will get, you can see I've got nut and bolt on that end, nut and bolt on that end. So now we'll get the primer put on both pieces. Go. All right, now that we got that end finished, we will cap this other end. It's completely full of sand now, and this, I mean, this thing's got to weigh 10 pounds. It's pretty heavy, so. Go. Awesome. So that sits really flat, and that's as far forward as it can go. I mean, it can't get underneath the tires. And when it's being drugged, it'll slide back like that. All right, so the last thing I want to do here is I'm going to paint that black real quick. I've got some black spray paint over here, I think. Put on my respirator real quick. All right, everybody, thanks for following along with me on this DIY striping kit for my Gravely. And if you have any questions, put them down in the comment section below, and I'll answer any of those questions that you guys have about this. This platform stripes fairly well, but I wanted to add something to give it that extra little oomph, and we'll see how it does, and I'll keep everybody updated and let you know if there's anything I would change or anything like that. I think it's going to be a really great item to add on for a cost-effective option. I know there's some other options out there, but this is a great way to do it if you're on a budget and you want to be able to add that professional level to your business. And once you paint it like that and make it black, it fits in pretty well. And I think because it's not going to get in the way of the tires or anything like that, you're not going to have much problem out of it. Thanks. See you everybody soon.